This is Stock Day. News and interviews from the microcap world. Public information on the OTC, pink sheets, and microcap stocks from around the world. With your host, Everett Jolly.
On today's show, we have a very exciting guest. His name is Mike Skerry. He is with the IR Group M&T Consultants. He is the CEO and president of that company. On the show today to talk about N-Viro International under the OTCQB, and their ticker symbol is NVIC. Mike, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks, Everett. It's a pleasure to talk to you again.
You know, I'm very excited about this new company that you're representing. I know they're out of Toledo, Ohio, but they've got a lot of things going on, and it seems like they're in a very sweet spot of environmental that needs to be taken care of. Bring us up to speed of what they do and how things are going over there.
Yeah, no, and N-Viro is a great company, and it's not a startup. This company's actually been a public company now for 23 years. And at one point, about 10 years ago, was trading on the full NASDAQ at about $40 a share. Now they have 12 international patents, and as well they've got their intellectual properties for basically turning waste management into good burning fuel that burns equal to coal, but is more like burning. It's a renewable product, so it burns similar to natural gas. So there's very little pollution, and it is clean burning, and it helps clean up the waste problem that the world has.
So I want to see if I understand this. We were talking about the septic where the waste of human waste goes through. You guys are taking that waste and converting it to energy?
Yes, that's correct. They're turning it into energy. They can be burned in coal-burning fuel facilities, coal-burning facilities, and they can produce electricity out of that.
I've never heard. Go ahead.
Yeah, as I say, I mean, they're basically saving all kinds of problems for any city. And as I say, the biggest one is your waste management.
I've never heard of a company ever doing this. Are you guys the first in this space? Are there other companies in this space? Bring my listeners up to speed on that.
As far as I know, they're the first company. They've both been approved by the EPA in the United States, and they have a letter of intent with the state of Florida to set up a facility there. They've also been approved by the Chinese government, and they have announced 3 letters of intent to do 3 cities in China to start with, and another 20 to follow. And as far as I know, they're the only company that is this far along. I'm sure there's other companies trying to develop it, but this company is now ready for production and should have their first facilities up and running this year.
Wow. My guest today is Mike Skerry. He is the IR consultant with M&T Business Consultants. He is the CEO and president of that company, representing N-Viro International, trading on the OTC QB under the ticker symbol NVIC. Now, Mike, I looked today, you guys released a press release about some deals you got going on in China. Can you bring my listeners up to speed on that?
Yeah, as I was just mentioning, the company has already been approved by the government in China. They've done their version of the EPA has already done some test facility, and they are now ready to sign and go into full production in 3 cities. And once those 3 are up and running, they have another 20 cities they want to be doing, because as everybody's well aware, China has probably the biggest, waste management issues and pollution issues on the entire planet. I mean, I've been there 6 times over the past year, and if you get away from the ocean, there's a haze. You never do see the sun. I was there for a week last time, and I didn't see the sun till I got back to the coast. So to China, and they have a $15 trillion fund for funding such deals. So, that will be the places that are first up and running, and they expect to have at least 1 to 3 of those up and running before the end of this year.
You know, a small cap company like the one you're representing today usually have all kinds of financial problems. I understand that's not the case with N-Viro International. You guys are in talks with some investment banking firms. Can you bring us up to speed how that's going?
Yeah, this company is actually used to trade on the full NASDAQ, so it's actually still NASDAQ compliant. And yes, the company and the president expects to have some sort of announcements on some funding very shortly, and there are companies. There'll be different stages of funding as the different facilities come up and running.
Absolutely.
But getting these facilities, environmental deals are actually quite easy to fund, especially when you're a public company. And as soon as they're funded, the company expects them to relist on the NASDAQ, because it won't be a new listing, it will actually be a relist, so it will be done quite quickly.
Can you give us some sort of vision that you see for the company and the upcoming revenues for 2016, and maybe elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, each facility will make the company between $15 and $20 million profit per year, and the company only has 9 million shares outstanding. So even if you just took those 4 facilities, say over the next 12 months, you're looking at somewhere between $60 and $80 million earnings based on a 9 million shares outstanding. Obviously, for funding, there'll be some additional shares, but you could be talking anywhere from $5 to $10 a share earnings. I mean, I can tell you that there's a New York analyst that he did a research report on the company, and he's predicting a stock price of $20 a share for this year. And if over the next 5 years in different stages, he's all the way up to $500 a share. And it's quite an in-depth report. Your listeners could look up.
Yeah, I see that you guys have very little in the float, and I think your market cap is around $9 million. You're absolutely correct about that. My guest today has been Mike Skerry. He represents N-Viro International on the OTCQB, the ticker symbol NVIC. In closing here, Mike, is there anything that you want to get out to my listeners that we haven't talked about?
No, I think, this company is, they have the government, the EPA is actually sharing this information now with countries all over the world, because with everything that's been going on worldwide with cleaning up the environment, I think this company is right on the leading edge, and it's about a $350 billion a year industry, and this company is going to be leading the way. I mean, if you've got China behind you, and they could probably, be building facilities in China long after you and I are long here and gone. So I think this company is going to, it's a company of the future, and it has nothing but upside potential. So.
N-Viro International is a company that's with us today on Stock Day. The representative is Mike Skerry, under the ticker symbol NVIC on the OTCQB. I think it's very undervalued. Mike, thank you very much for stopping by and coming on the show today.
No problem, Everett. Anytime.